And we're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this very special live event to celebrate the second year anniversary of the Metalswap project and the XMT token. Ciao, Lorenzo. Ciao, Tiziano.
Ciao Marco.
Ciao Marco. Hi guys.
It's a very special day. I remember last year when we did a similar event for the first anniversary of the XMT token and the Metaswap. We had a lot to run through the live event, and I think today it's some kind of similar. We have a lot to run through, so we can get started. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We are sharing right now. We have a new landing page on the website of the project, metalswap.finance/xmt2Y in English, where we have drafted a milestone, a timeline of all the milestone of the Metalswap project of the second year of life of the project and the XMT token. We have divided the milestones into three main categories: product development, community and governance, and partnership and grants. It starts from the XMT 1 year, the event of last year, where Tiziano and I think, went through the first year of the project, and we unveiled live the first milestone we see represented here, and that was the web app and graphic refresh of the web app and the landing page in November 2022. This milestone really announced all the experience through the web app and also the landing page. I don't know if you, Tiziano, Lorenzo, want to say something about this.
Yeah, as we can see also the new logo now everyone is familiar with, but the new logo arrived 1 year ago, so this is the first year of the new logo, and we can see the old one behind in this slide.
Yeah, I think that last year you mentioned also the second milestone. I think that has been like an incredible milestone for me, one of the most important, because the PAX-G asset integration that you can go through. Yeah, I think that it has been one of the most important, because we can read first ever real world asset on Metalswap. Real world asset in the last year in DeFi has been a great topic, a really hot topic, and this has been great things. And I think that in the next year, I think we will see a lot more in DeFi real world asset, and I think that hedging contracts are ready for that. Okay, so when the DeFi will have more real world asset, Metalswap can implemented in the protocol.
Yeah, we can say that the bear market helped in some way this, because in the bear market is the time where the project focus on the development, and I think a lot has been done in this year, and in the next year, as you said, we will see something great.
Yeah, we have a lot of step forward that we in DeFi we have to make. For example, I don't know if there's a gold token reliable in a layer 2, for example. I don't know. For me, there's no PAX-G in some layer 2. So I think that in the next year we will see a lot of new integration, and this environment has to step forward in that implementation, and Metalswap are ready for that.
Yeah, this is a good point. Actually, what we saw during last year, I'm referring to 2023, is mainly the focus on the DeFi as it is, so with assets related to the crypto market, and we will see later the arrival of Optimism and the governance token of Optimism. Everybody knows maybe is the focal point of this live today, and the focus was to help the actual market and everybody who remained in this sector, who believes in DeFi, and offering them to a new opportunity for hedging, so an hedging solution for these use cases. Of course, the main point will be to arrive to the commodity market, and the first step was taken last year with Pax Gold and with the introduction of the first gold asset. But this is only the starting point. The problem is that the real world assets are something that we are waiting in this sector since many years now. It's a long way to arrive to the destination, because we know the problem is mainly legal for certain point in the sector. I mean, securities, the declaration of some assets. And so everything will be easy once the first assets will come. Maybe they can be related to the traditional sector, like for the stocks or for bonds. Maybe this will be the first step in this direction, but we will see. The main point is that Metalswap is ready to integrate the new asset coming. The requirement is that they have to provide a data feed, so there should be a decentralized oracle to have the prices, and then we are ready.
Yep. And this Pax Gold integration also was the second important proposal on the governance after the first one that happened, I think, just a few months after the birth of the project. This was the second one, really important one, and we will see later in this event how the governance is developing in the future. Let's go ahead and jump into this solar year, the 2023, and the next milestone is on February of this year, the official blog launch. I think here I have to let Lorenzo talk about the official blog.
Yeah, when I read February 2023 official blog launch, it quite seems 5 years, not a few months, because there's a lot of blog posts in that. I advise to you to see, because it's not only about understanding Metalswap, which is the main case, but it's also DeFi Insight, try to see where DeFi is heading and how Metalswap can go through with this evolution. So it's all about understanding. I think that one of the most important thing is understanding the use cases of Metalswap, because sometimes people say, okay, when what's next? I think that what's next is to let the people understand Metalswap hedging contract use cases. For in this moment, we will see is mainly for DeFi user, and understanding why this product it can be used for the people in this sector. This is one, I think, the most important thing. So the CTA is actually read about Metalswap, read about DeFi Insight, and try to understand where this protocol is adding to help the people hedging their position while they're using DeFi.
Yes, kudos to our content creators, which did an amazing work in this month. Really, I think we are already in the hundreds of the number of blog posts in such a short time. It's been a great work. Next, in the same month, we launched a security partnership with Immunify, and we launched the Bug Bounty program. As Metaswap is some kind of financial protocol, the security is at the first place for us. So after the certification, before the launching in mainnet the previous year, we ran also through the Bug Bounty program with Immunify. So the DeFi Foundation granted some rewards to the so-called white hacker that could in some kind of way break the smart contract of Metalswap, and that didn't happen so far. So
yeah, and this program is still running. So to everyone just curious to know how it works, just go to the landing page and you can click on the arrow,
yes,
and you will
there
go
is
directly to the
this
program.
small arrow here, yes, and you can click and jump to Immunify. Then the next month, on March 2023, this is a product development milestone. We launched the multi-wallet feature, and so beside MetaMask, at that time you could also use other digital wallets to connect to the decentralized application of Metaswap. I think this also was an important one for the accessibility of the application.
Yeah, for the user experience, many users asked for, I don't know, Trust Wallet or just connect the Ledger hardware wallet directly to the web page instead of interacting only with MetaMask. Of course, MetaMask will be our main target wallet until we'll skip the wallet part. Maybe we're working on some ideas.
Spoiler alert!
But anyway, MetaMask will be the focus, and I think the leader in the sector. But we added also other solutions, the most common through this new multi-wallet feature. So now you can interact with Trust or Ledger or whatever. There is also the Coinbase wallet, I think, option. Anyway, with Wallet Connect.
Great. In the same month, we also launched the integration of exchange of the tokens and the bridging of the tokens directly inside our web application. So we didn't develop an exchange, we didn't develop a bridge, but we just integrated the smart contract already existent on the blockchain on our application. Again, to facilitate the user experience on our application. And then in the same month, as Lorenzo has anticipated before, we started to unveil the use cases for the protocol, for the Metalswap protocol in DeFi. Again, kudos to the content creator. Lorenzo, if you want to add something.
Yeah, I think that the best way to understand the hedging operation is just to find to discover how you can hedge yourself while you're using DeFi. So we talked about a lot of, for example, liquid staking. If you're liquid staking on Lido, you can use hedging contracts just to hedge your counter value. So you have your own Ethereum and you get your ETH, for example. So you want to earn your staking, but you want to hedge with your hedging contracts to, be the same counter value. That is very important because a lot of people make liquidity providing. For example, in Uniswap is the main DEX, obviously, but maybe they don't know that hedging is a solution to earn something and hedge their counter value. So there's a lot of more also for example, borrow position, people that gets liquidity for locking their asset, and with hedging contracts you can you can protect yourself from liquidation of your position. That's the most important thing. I think it is a main topic because maybe there's out there in DeFi, and we don't know, a lot of other use cases. Okay, we've seen in the blog post also for a blog post that talks about synthetics, for example. There's I think hundreds of use cases. So unveil the DeFi use case is not all about what we have done in today, but what we'll see in the future. Because as we said before, Metalswap can integrate instantly a new asset if there's a new use cases. So this is the main topic for me.
Yeah, and while you were talking, I just clicked on the link to see our blog. So if you on the landing page click on that link, you will be brought to the blog already filtered by the topic of the use case. So here you can read every use case that has been written about the Metalswap protocol. Okay, then the following month, April 2023, this was a big step forward in the product development, and also security-wise, XMT landed on the seller C bridge. And I think this was a big step.
Yeah, it was a big one, and especially because in this way we were able to have another bridging solution. If you know the history of Metalswap, everything started with the AnySwap bridge after the integration of XMT to, or the deploy of the contracts to the BNB chain at that time, BSC, Binance Smart Chain. And so after that decision, the only way to bridge the governance token from Ethereum to BSC was using AnySwap. Then that then became multi-chain, and multi-chain had a very sad history then. But luckily or not, we in Metalswap decided to go through another solution that was Seller C bridge, and thanks to that, the bridging is still operational and working. But more to add more to that, the solution was studied also because it represents an option to do interchain messaging. So this is also an interchain messaging protocol. I'm talking about Seller C bridge. This means that if you do something on a layer 1, for example, you do something on Ethereum, and then you want to have the data transmitted to another chain or to a layer 2, you can do it using this kind of protocol. So for example, you are staking some tokens on Ethereum and you want to know this information also on Optimism. Technically, you can do it through Seller C bridge. And this is very important because it opens to a lot of solutions and to a lot of discussions. And actually, a lot of these discussions are made on our forum, on Metaswap forum.
Yeah, luck doesn't exist. So we were actively looking for an alternative solution to the bridge, because we were just with one partner, which was multi-chain, as Tiziano said. So we were actively looking, and we found, just I think a couple of months before the multi-chain story, and that's it, I think.
Yes.
Moving along, the big one. On the same month, on April 2023, Metalswap participated and won to the Cycle 11 Optimism grant from the Optimism Foundation. So Metalswap project won 30,000 OP to distribute to the user, and the distribution is still ongoing because it's going on until the end of the year, and incentivizing the usage of the protocol, of the swap protocol, and the liquidity providing on the application on the Optimism chain. Lorenzo, would you like to add something?
That is maybe my favorite one. Okay. Without maybe. Because I think that Metalswap in that moment has a great product, but needs a lot of scale. It needs to scale up. So in that moment, open and edging contracts will, costs I think from $10 to $30. Actually, for the transaction fee mechanism on Ethereum chain, and all the derivatives in DeFi in that moment will we're moving to layer 2. And moving to layer 2 is actually a great way to scale your product on blockchain. But
doing it with the grants.
Doing with the grants is another type of of milestone. Yes, as you said, 6 months of incentives, and in this moment there's a lot of great incentives on the DApp, because you have hedging contract with a great, incredible liquidity reward. You can see in the DApp, if you open an hedging contract on, for example, Optimism, you will see that you will pay a lot of less in premium that what you'll get in liquidity reward. So it has a great incentives. And also for liquidity providing purpose, you can make your liquidity providing position NFT, you stake it, and for 1 month until I think December, the end of December, you'll get some of pay. So great one, and great product. And I think that's Optimism in the last year has seen a great growth for a lot of reasons. So I think that Metalswap has to be really happy to be on that layer 2.
Yeah, I want to add something very important. So the main milestone for the EVM sector and for Ethereum, but also for the layer 2s, in few months will be to upgrade to the proto-dunk sharding. And this is, I think everybody knows how important it will be to scale Ethereum in general. And so to have this scalability of the system and to pay, of course, to pay less fees, but also to be able to open more positions in this case, but also to have more transactions settled in a more secure way. And this step will be mainly will be able to happen mainly thanks to Optimism. And Optimism, I think this is the reason why they grew so much during this last year. After having this partnership, I think as a foundation member of as a board member of the DeFi Foundation, I can say that there is a lot to learn, learn about how the system of the Optimism Foundation works, for the grants and for the council they have. I think they are one of the most structured system or foundation you can find in the ecosystem. They work really well. Of course, there are some problems in a structured, decentralized like this. We saw also in Arbitrum what happened during the grants system, cycles, or the airdrop they had. It's never easy to do something like this, but I think Optimism is one of the leaders in this sector for talking about optimistic rollups. Then, of course, there are all the other. There is the other family, the zero knowledge rollups, and we will talk about them soon.
Okay, and in the same month, so still in April 2003, another important brick of the Metalswap ecosystem, we launched the governance forum. You can see by clicking the same arrow here at gov.metalswap.finance lives the heart, I can say, of the discussion about the Metalswap protocol. So here the community can participate, open new posts, start the proposal process, and reply, of course, to others. So I really, besides the blog, which we talked about previously, which is a one-way communication from the DeFi Foundation to the world, here it's really the heart of the community, where the users can interact and decide the future of the Metalswap protocol.
Yeah, advice to you to read about a lot of topics that there's in a Metalswap forum, because I think that in the forum you can have the best discussion for the people that wants to go to understand the protocol. So I think that more than talk about important things in the Telegram chat, for example, I think that is more useful to go in the forum and leave some comment, and that will be there also for people that will come in the next month to talk about that topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
In moving along, speaking about governance, in May 2023, the proposal number 3 of the Metalswap governance took place, and we asked the DeFi Foundation asked the community about deploying the hedging contracts on the Optimism chain. After winning the grant from Optimism, the community had to vote about that.
Yes, we can say that the deploy of the hedging contract that we can that after the MIP3, the foundation deployed the hedging contracts. There's a new asset for hedging, which is OP token. So the governance token of OP. And talking about use cases, that's a great use case because if you want to vote some part of the governance of the Optimism chain, you have to hold your OP. So while you holding your OP, your council volume will go through the market. Okay, so you can be part of the Optimism governance while you are hedging your position with the hedging contract. So governance token for Metalswap are one of the best use cases for me.
Yep, you can find this use case in the blog, as we were seeing previously. So in this page, you find every blog article regarding the use cases of the Metalswap protocol. Milestone number 12, June 2023, hedging contracts on linear testnet. This was a great experience also for our technical development unit, because we launched the hedging contracts on linear testnet, and we participated in the same month is the next milestone. We participated to the Linear Voyage campaign, where we can see here 2.2 million addresses interacted with our hedging contracts in this month. So it was a good test and also a very good experience. We can see some number here: 2.2 million addresses, more than 40,000 positions were created in 10 days of this campaign. So really, we saw some kind of usage spike.
Yeah. Of course, these are numbers possible only on testnet, especially in this moment, because in June 2023, Linea was only on testnet, and this voyage was made from the consensus family to test this new ZK rollup solution. And I think the fact that Metalswap was present among the protocols in this kind of pilot, this voyage of this new layer 2, was a very big moment for the protocol. If we think about it now, when we open MetaMask, that is a product of the same family, consensus, we see as the first blockchain we see is Ethereum. The second one is Linea. So it means how much this solution will be important for the consensus structure. And to be part of this first few protocols trying the testnet and then the new layer 2 was very important. And now there is also an evolution about this. So we will see in the next months that the discussion is still evolving.
Yeah, that campaign was really crazy, actually.
Yes.
Really crazy, because a lot of people that, in testnet, they're testing, but with that big test, is important to find some limits of the product. So that is important. But I think that from the product development standpoint, it's really important for a protocol, a DeFi protocol like Metalswap, to test also new scalable solution from blockchain. So Linea is a ZK VM, Optimism is another technology. So be in different technology means a lot for finding solution. For B, we actually don't know if in the future the layer 2 will be more rollup or ZK, more Optimism, more Linea. We actually don't know. So being there is very important, and I think this is a very important milestone from partnership, because as Tiziano said, Linea is a big one. Linea will be big, I think, and so having a partnership with that team, I think, is very strategical point of milestone of Metalswap team.
Yes, kudos to the development team here, because the application and the infrastructure effectively handled these volumes in those 10 days. I don't know why my screen is turning black sometime. Okay, September of this year, big one on the governance part of the protocol, because as Lorenzo previously was saying about the protocol fees on the Ethereum, the same goes for the fees to vote, because the governance, the DAO of the protocol is on the Ethereum blockchain, because the project was born there. And so when the gas price is high, taking a vote would cost a lot of dollars to the users. So we decided, with the successful vote to the MIP4, to move the minor proposals on the snapshot ecosystem, which is gas free, fee free for the users.
Yes, I think this is a very important step. Everyone knows that Ethereum is the most secure layer we can have for an EVM ecosystem, but at the same time is also the most cost effective one. And to have a solution that can mitigate these costs is important. So from the execution of the contracts, so the opening of the hedging position and the staking whatsoever, will be very important to have layer 2 solutions. But for the DAO and for the governance smart contracts, we should also have a gasless solution for something like polls or easy decisions, or maybe just to see what is the feedback. We had recently a couple of temp check polls, and so it's very important to know where the community will be more confident to go. And sometimes the only way to really understand how the sentiment of the community is to vote, because if we try to do something similar on Telegram or on the forum, where everyone can write whatever he wants without holding the tokens, it will be different. The voice of the community, of the governance, is the voice of the token holders, of the XMT holders. And so the only way is to use that token to vote or to make a proposal for something you want to change.
Yeah, it's all about skin in the game, actually. So
yes.
Having skin in the game, and maybe having some dollars of XMT before snapshot won't let you to vote because you have to pay a lot of transaction fee to just give a little voting power. So having snapshot is really important. Also for what Tiziano was saying, the temp check. What there is like not a official MIP, but something more easy. And giving your vote in this temp check is really, really important for the protocol because it's all about governance and where the people that are really skin in the game wants to go through the key important decision for the protocol.
Yes, and actually, I see a question from the viewers. There is Alberto. Yes, he is asking, should the C-Bridge rewards claim be made only on the ETH network, Ethereum network? And this was referred to the slide from Seller C-Bridge, but I think it's very important to talk about this question now. The reason why the claim is made on Ethereum is for the reason that the DAO is on Ethereum. So XMT counts only on Ethereum. So, of course, the first MIP was to go to another chain that was, as I said, BNB chain. And this was made to make the governance more accessible, so to have more liquidity, to a very prominent chain in that moment. Everyone was trading and was exchanging tokens on that chain. There was everyone who was in this sector in 2021 could remember the hype in that was mainly on these cheaper chains more than Ethereum, because the layer 2s were still very, very small. The main was moved on Polygon, BNB. These solutions, they were EVM but cheaper, and so to make more accessible to exchange the token in an easy way, this was a good solution for that moment. But we have to remember that the governance is still and will be until the governance will decide to change on Ethereum. So the token, for example, if you want to make a proposal or if you want to vote on Snapshot, you will not pay fees, but the only token that will be counted will be the tokens holded in Ethereum addresses. So if the token is on BNB or other chains, EVM chains, they will be not counted for the governance phases. So this is also the reason why, for example, the rewards on Seller C-Bridge, that is the bridge that can bring the token to one or the other chain, will be claimable only on Ethereum. And for me, it makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
But
Then,
everything can be changed. This is also important. So I mean, everything can be changed, and the proposals are open to everyone, every holder.
Through the governance, through the forum.
Yes.
In the same month, so a couple of months ago, I think following up what Tiziano was saying previously on the good process of the Optimism Foundation going through the grant, the DeFi Foundation took as an example and released the first grant cycle, so backed the first grant cycle for the Metalswap project. So the DeFi Foundation put some money on the table for grants to develop the Metalswap protocol. And I think this is a great key for the project, because if the DeFi Foundation is trying to incentivize the development of the Metalswap from external actors.
Yeah, that's the point, Marco. Yeah, contributors. But I think that a protocol that wants to be big has to also have the skill to internalize some external skill of the other teams that are working in this environment. So I think that is one of the most important things. And I think that also the financial things that has been in the cycle one is very important for Metalswap, because as Tiziano said before, he was talking about the MIP2. It was like 2 years ago, and the world as something different. The DeFi is something different if you compare it with 2 years ago. We're talking a Polygon like a layer 2, so it was like an ancient thing. Okay. Also for financial derivatives, we have seen a lot of innovation, and I think that Metalswap has to, in this moment, to go through a product restructuring for the financial thing. And I think that for having a more fixed product for the market is a great thing. And so this show the big effort of the DeFi Foundation to have the best protocol available.
Yes, because we have always to keep in mind that the pricing of the product is very important. I'm not referring to the pricing of the token. I'm referring to the pricing of the system. So to open an hedging contract, how much do I pay? And this has different variables. One is the one we talked a lot today, so the cost of the network. And the cost of the network can be of course upgraded, can be scaled, and so it will be less in the future thanks to product sharding, layer 2 solutions, and everything we are already seeing. But then we have to talk also to the cost of the protocol itself, and to be competitive to the market. So if other solutions are less expensive, it's very important to know how efficient they are, how secure they are, and why. So there is a possibility to do better. And so, of course, the grant option is one option that the DeFi Foundation has to open to the world and to offer the opportunity to work with the Metaswap team and the Metaswap ecosystem to bring the knowledge missing, or new hints or new solutions to the protocol. For example, the upgrade to the financial modeling system, to the mathematical model. This will be a very important step for a financial instrument.
Well, I think that also the community can help the DeFi Foundation to grant something. Okay, maybe you think that this protocol has to have a development, something that will help the people understand the product or get better the protocol, or everything you think that is necessary to get Metalswap bigger. You can say you can let the DeFi Foundation understand what is important for your point of view.
Yes, of course. So to have an idea of what are the grants available, you can always keep the radar activated on the forum, because it's there that the DeFi Foundation will communicate all the initiatives, and so everything is updated every week. I will say, and now that we have these instruments, they are new, as we saw, because until last year we didn't have the blog, we didn't have the forum, and many of us maybe at the beginning could think that this was just a little upgrade, but instead this changed everything, because now we have the instruments to build. And of course, everything is evolving, and also thanks to these new instruments. And so if someone has also some questions, this is also the moment to do the questions. I would like also to to let people know that there are many discussions regarding these new L2 solutions, and anything is already decided, so I cannot do spoilers even if I wanted. But I think that everyone knows that these two main and big players, I'm talking about Optimism and I'm talking about Linea, will be in the future of Metalswap. And I think this is the way to have a more efficient instrument.
Yeah. We are closing up because we reached the today milestone, and today we initiated the release of articles on the R&D activities. And I think Lorenzo, as R&D contributor and communication contributor of the project, the stage is on you again.
Yeah, R&D is very a precise thing in DeFi. I think that we said before that is an environment where the things goes very fast, change very fast. So we have always to be on the point, always to be understanding what is happening in this environment. So it's a key point for a protocol. You have to just research a lot, and it's an important thing to report to the community what you're searching for. And one of the most important things that we've seen in the blog posts of R&D is, for example, Chainlink automation, which is a really technical point, but that demonstrated also the other partnership that going through from Metalswap contributor to other big protocols, because we are talking about Chainlink, which is a really great protocol. So understanding that there's a work behind the scene to find the best solution with other important team of this environment. And as I said before, also an important one was demonstrating to people that, for example, there's a possible use case like for SNX staking use cases. So if you stake your own SNX and if the DAO decide that SNX will be the next asset implemented in Edging Contract Protocol, demonstrate to you that there's hundreds of use cases and R&D people that are contributor in the Metalswap can show you a lot of things. And this is one of the most important thing to get through having R&D in a DeFi project.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines of development going on in these months, both from the product development point of view and also from the partnership and the communication. As Tiziano was saying previously, 1 year ago we didn't have the blog, we didn't have the forum, we didn't have the snapshot platform for the governance voting, fee free. We didn't have a lot of things. And my provocatory sentence, the bear market has helped, comes again, because without the hype of the bull market, the protocols and the project that survives can concentrate on working and on building the foundation for the future. And we built a lot on this year, and all these development lines are going towards the future together now. We have all the bricks. We have the communication bricks, the blog, the forum. We have the governance bricks because we have the snapshot. We have the partnership bricks, the grant bricks. Everything is moving toward a bright future, I have to say.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that the bear market has helped to get important partnership for Metalswap. We got Optimism, we're talking about Linea, we're talking about Chainlink, we're talking about really big project. And who knows if in the next time this one of these partnership could bring some important incentives campaign. It's all possible where you when you get near to the big project, you can have a spotlight to your protocol, because big project is like big campaign, so incentives. So you can let yourself to be on the spotlight.
Yes.
Okay, I think we did it all. Now it's time for the spoiler alert, if you have any, Tiziano. You're the man of the spoiler alerts.
Yeah, I can only talk about what is under R&D, because anything now on after the first roadmap explained in the white papers some years ago has to pass through the governance phases, and so everything can be now proposed, and then only in case can be deployed or developed. And in this phase, there are a lot of researches, there are a lot of new ideas. If you remember my conceptual map, there is also the idea to improve the user experience of the system. And as I was trying to say at the beginning, the idea I think we should bring in the system is to skip the wallet phase. So I think this can be something very game changer, because only us in the crypto sphere are used to pay every time we do something. So people in Web2 are used to use a service and knowing how much they have to pay if they have an abo, or using I don't know, a social network, and willing and thinking that there is no cost, even if there is the personal data cost. And in this system, in Web3, I think the only way to really reach the mass adoption, or to bring these depths to the user experience we want, is to connect these two worlds, because at the moment Web 2 and Web 3 are really separated, and the separation is this big filter: the wallet, the address, the complication, the cost, the layer 1, layer 2, the fees. And I think the next step will be to completely remove all these filters, and to let the people use the services as they are used to. So maybe with an account, with an email, or using the Face ID of the phone, something very, very simple, and then access to the blockchain, but without knowing that they are doing that. So knowing that, but without the complication of the blockchain system. And so I think this will be the next step that every DApp should take. And in Metalswap, we are already reasoning and thinking and discussing about these solutions, and sometimes also testing these solutions. We are far front of these new technologies, and I think in 2024 the scalability and the user experience will be very, very important for all the Ethereum virtual machine ecosystem.
Great. I think we can close up the event. I don't see any question on the chat, so I thank you, Tiziano and Lorenzo, for being here.
Thank you, Marco.
See you.
Ciao everyone.
The next one, Xmt2Y.
For sure.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.